The NBA playoffs are officially here, and we have ourselves one of the best first round series in a long time with the Clippers and the Nuggets tonight. The Clippers tied the series up 1-1 in a 105-102 victory that saw an absolute offensive clinic by Mr. Kawhi Leonard with 39 points, 15 of 19 shooting, 4 of 7 from 3. This was one of the most entertaining games that I've seen in a long time, and that's saying something because the first game of this series was also incredibly entertaining. I'm going to touch on both of those, as well as the Pistons and Knicks going 1-1 in their series as well. I'll give the jot notes for every other first game series so far, but again, starting with the Clippers in a game that there is some stuff that you can analyze about, but this is just a game where you have to appreciate the shot making of Kawhi Leonard, a player that has been through so much injury wise, and we always talk about him in the what ifs and whatnot, and here he is today in a game where the Clippers really started off rough. Like, they started out really disgusting. The only person that had it on was Kawhi, and for most of the night, I mean, he was carrying them for basically the entire night. We got Zubac with 16 points and 12 rebounds as well. And then James Harden with 18 points, 7 assists, hit some big threes in this game. We also got a bit of Norman Powell, who was struggling at the start of this game, but really hit some clutch, important shots at the end of this game. I just really want to highlight how good Kawhi played. The shot making, again, guys, 15 of 19. For most of the game, he had missed only one shot. He made a half-court shot to end the half. Not a half-court shot, but he hit a three to end the half where he had two defenders on him, basically. This is just a game where you really have to appreciate the greats while we have them. And Kawhi Leonard, when he's on, he is automatic. He is aimbot. He is... I fell down to my knees watching this game, bro. It was so much fun, and not just because of Kawhi. I mean, the Nuggets were with them the entire way. Jokic tonight with 26, 12, and 10 assists. However, this was not a very good Jokic game. Even though the stats, triple-double, it looks good. 7 turnovers, some really bad, poor decision-making and passes. Did flop one time. 4 free throws missed. Overall, the Nuggets were 14 out of 22 from the free throw line. And the big... so far in this series through 2 games, the biggest factor has been the turnovers. In game 1, which I will touch on right now, the Clippers had 20 turnovers, 7 by Kawhi alone. In this game, Jokic has 7 turnovers, and the Nuggets had 20 turnovers when the Clippers only had 11. So they completely switched turnovers, completely switched which star player got 7 turnovers, which I think is really funny. The Nuggets also rebounded them like crazy in this game. 50 rebounds by the Nuggets to only 32 by the Clippers. But honestly, like I said, the Clippers defense, which is why I picked them in 7 games, is what really showed out tonight, because they were packing the paint. They were doubling Kawhi, they were doubling Jokic, which did not work in game 1. But in this game, they really, every time his back was to anybody, another person came. They anticipated his passes. It felt like they triple teamed anybody that went for a cut to the basket that got a pass from Jokic. Jamal Murray in this game is pretty decent as well. Michael Porter Jr. in this game, after his terrible outing in game 1 where he only had 3 points, had 15 points, 15 rebounds, some big rebounds from him, 6 offensive rebounds in this game. And then Aaron Gordon as well, 14 and 6. Westbrook in this series so far, game 1 Westbrook was something else, bro. He was up and down. If you watch that game, you know it. He hit the 3 to give them a lead. He missed multiple fast break points. He had 15 points on 5 of 17 shooting. He deflected the ball off of Harden in overtime to get them the victory, to seal the win. It was a hilarious, just big play after big play for both teams Westbrook had in that game. I just think that the Nuggets in this game, Jokic just didn't play well enough. He was 4 of 8 from 3, which is great, but he only had 16 shots. He needs to shoot at least 20 shots, and he can't have only 8 shots in the painted area or inside the arc at all. Only 4 baskets near the paint for him is ridiculous. He needs to get way more. Other than that, in this game, like I said, the Nuggets started off really hot. Like they were running the ball. The fast break. Clippers came out super sloppy, which in comparison to game 1 when Clippers came out very strong in the pick and roll with Zubac and Harden when Harden scored 15 points. In this game, Harden and the rest of the Clippers, like I said, they looked really like just out of it in the first quarter, but they stayed afloat with Kawhi. Then we got some Harden, we got some Zubac. Norm was pretty rough to start the game. I think he was 0 of 5, but like I said, also had some big shots. Nick Batum as well in this series has been hitting a bunch of threes. To be honest, the rest of the Clippers, like the bench, didn't really do much. Like Derek Jones, Mr. Ben Simmons, Bogdanovich, they've been rough, bro. And these guys like Bogdanovich, Derek Jones, you hope that you can play them more because of their potential shooting, because of Derek Jones's potential defense. Instead, you're forced to play more Chris Dunn, and I love Chris Dunn. I love his defense. They're just daring him to shoot, and he is shooting, but he is not good enough at threes. So you really hope that one of their other bench guys can get going in this type of series, because you had to rely on more Norm, and he ended up working out, but it was looking pretty rough there for a while. In game 1, Kawhi only had 15 shots. He made every single shot in the painted area, and he missed every single shot outside of it, except for 1-3. In this game, he realized that he did not take enough shots in game 1, and he limited his turnovers. He made 15 shots in this game, and he only attempted 15 shots in the last game. I mean, just an absolute play, like offensive shot creation, jump shot, mid-range, turnaround, fadeaways, the classic Kawhi stuff, just super entertaining to watch. I thought in game 1 in the second half, the Nuggets really came back in that game, not only because Clippers were turning the ball over and playing quite sloppy, but because the Nuggets two-man action with Jokic and Murray, I believe they had the most pick and rolls between Jokic and Murray in a game this season, with 35 in that first game, and I believe at least 20 of those were in the second half. So they were really spamming the pick and roll between Jokic and Murray. In this game, however, like I said, I just don't think Jokic got enough on the inside. Other than that, like just too many turnovers. Christian Braun didn't play too well. But yeah, man, this is a absolute joy of a series to watch. I highly recommend that everybody please watch every single game for this series. I know I am so excited to watch game 3, especially now that it's 1-1. I'm glad that the Clippers didn't waste this opportunity, an amazing Kawhi game, and now this series has gotten really interesting. Moving on to the other series, the Pistons' first playoff win since 2008, man. Give it up for the Pistons in a 194 win. Speaking about game 1 real quick, the Knicks obviously won that off of a 21-0 run in the fourth quarter. I mean, in that first game, honestly, the Pistons were holding their own. They had a 25-point game from Tobias Harris, a great game from Mikal Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr., a rough game from Cade in that first one where he was pretty inefficient. He was, 8 of 21 and scored only 21 points, 6 turnovers. It looked like OG's size and Mikal and whatnot, Josh Hart, like they were affecting him. 19 turnovers. Like the Pistons were up 8 points with 9 minutes left in the game, and they let that 21-0 run by the Knicks happen. That saw Campaign score a bunch of points. That just saw them. They looked like the team that they were last year when they won 14 games. In this game, however, and for most of the last game, the Pistons were the better team. Cade in this game, game 2, 33 points, 12 rebounds. Only 3 assists and 5 turnovers, but he got to the basket. He got to the rim at will. Like he bullied Brunson. He in transition. He even bumped OG and Mikal a couple times. I mean, this was a great game from Cade. The Pistons winning a playoff game with only 6 made threes and 15 turnovers. That sounds disgusting, right? They had 15 turnovers and 11 assists. You shouldn't be able to win games like that when you only make 6 threes. But they did attempt 34 free throws and they made 28. Tobias Harris, 15 points, 13 rebounds. Jalen Duren, 12 and 13. Dennis Schroeder, his defense on Jalen Brunson as well, alongside Mr. Amen Thompson, who did eventually get fouled out by some of the foul baiting by the Jalen Brunson, which was not super fun to watch. But Dennis Schroeder was a big offensive factor for the Pistons. And honestly, so far in this series, like, it is 1-1, but the Pistons have been playing like the better team for most of the quarters of this game. Obviously, that fourth quarter in the last game was detrimental, and you hate to see that happen to them. But I mean, like, they played a lot better overall than the Knicks. In this game, the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, 37 points on 27 shots, 6 turnovers. Definitely was a bit of foul baiting in this game. The Knicks only got 19 free throws. This was a very physical game, but it was also kind of like weirdly officiated. Like, sometimes they were allowed to be super physical, sometimes they weren't allowed to be super physical. I think that it ended up being way too much of just everybody else watching Jalen Brunson, like, please create something in isolation, please try to create a foul or something. Like, Karl Anthony Towns in the second half today, he attempted 3 shots. That's it. And he didn't score at all in the second half. That is ridiculous. He's supposed to be your second best player. He's supposed to be able to go out for 30 points any single given night. Only attempted 2 threes in this game. The way that the Pistons are able to switch against this defense has given, like, not made a bunch of pick and pop opportunities for Karl Anthony Towns. I think OG, Josh Hart, like, producing offense for them is very, like OG especially, like, in the last game he had a great offensive game, but it's not consistent in terms of him being able to create his own shot. Josh Hart even less so. Mikal Bridges, 19 points on 18 shots. The Knicks offense just felt very stagnant. I mean, you score 94 points, like the Pistons, 14 turnovers on 15 assists. Like, that just won't cut it out either. And yeah, just a very disappointing game for the Knicks offensively. They need to figure something out. And I mean, yeah, shout out to the Pistons' first playoff win in quite literally, like, since 2008, bro. 2008 was a long time ago. Next, we're gonna do some jot notes for some of these other game ones. If you want some more in-depth coverage on predictions for these entire series, as well as reactions to every single game one, please go check out the Pushing the Pace podcast, hosted by myself and my good co-host Sammy. As well, we were joined by our good friend and guest Daye, and yeah, we discussed in the last 2 podcasts our prediction for every single series, almost 3 hours, NBA awards as well, and game 1 reactions to every single game 1 in every single series. But we're gonna speed through. Thunder Grizzlies. The Thunder beat the Grizzlies by 51 points. What do you want me to say? Nobody watched the second half of that game. The Celtics beat the Magic. I'm sorry. I took a nap during the entire game. I'm not going to watch the highlights because I don't care. It didn't look that good. And then the Cavaliers beat the Heat by 21 points. Shout out to Ty Jerome, but can we please simulate to the end for all 3 of these series as well? Another one that we can get through pretty quickly. The Pacers beat the Bucks 117-98. I mean, the Bucks, it's really just Giannis out there. 36 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist. 1 assist, remember that number, because him, Şengün, and Luka all share some similar issues with their teams in these last 2 other series we're going to talk about. But yeah, like I said, Giannis, 36 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist. Nobody else on his team showed up. Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Trent, AJ Green, the only other people that scored even double digits on that team. Yeah, Giannis is unstoppable, but everybody else on the Bucks are very stoppable, and nobody on the Bucks can stop anybody else. I mean, I'm sorry, the Pacers had their way defensively. Like, the Bucks couldn't stop anybody. They don't have any good perimeter defenders. I saw Brook Lopez get bumped by Andrew Nembhard, who is a guard, multiple times in the paint. Andrew Nimhard as well played amazing defense on the Bucks. Pascal 25. Tyrese Halliburton had 10 points, 3 of 13, missed all of his threes. It didn't really matter. He had 12 assists, second highest plus minus in the game with 27. Miles Turner 19. There's not really much to say unless Dame is coming back, but I don't really predict a Dame coming off of blood clots and all that to be super productive. So we're going to see, but I think this series might be even quicker, like maybe 5 games. I'll give Giannis 1 game, but yeah, it's looking rough for them. The second series I want to talk about, the Lakers and the Wolves. I am very excited for game 2 of this one because I thought the Wolves came out and showed out in LA against a crowd that did not wear their shirts, unlike many other crowds tonight, hitting 21 threes, a franchise playoff record for the Wolves. Are they going to do that again? No. But they only had 10 free throws. Are they going to do that again? No, because they average about 21. So I don't see that. They're not going to hit that many threes, but they're not going to not hit that many free throws either. Jaden McDaniels this game, 25 and 9, 11 of 13. Anthony Edwards in this game, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists to 1 turnover. I thought that he played very well, even though he had 22 points on 22 shots, 8 of 22. I thought that his decision making, I thought that his maturity, his playmaking in this game, he was able to recognize that when he drove to the basket, the Lakers without Jackson Hayes out there, who is not a very good center, they have to clog the paint, and they had 3 or 4 Lakers bodies on him every time he drove to the paint, which led to Naz Reid, 23 points, 6 of 9 from 3, as well. Julius Randle was 4 of 6 from 3, 16 points. It just feels like the Lakers looked very old, very slow. Rui, Austin Reeves got attacked like crazy. LeBron didn't have a very good game, 19 points on 8 of 18, 4 turnovers from him. The Lakers defensively, it just seems like the way that they defend, because they don't have any rim protection, is that they have to make smart doubles, they have to clog the paint a little bit, they have to send more help to other people and then recover. In this game, it felt like they either had to put everything into an Anthony Edwards drive to stop him from going to the rim, or which led to open threes. They had very many open threes in this game. I saw a stat, I believe, that there was literally no threes in this game that were made by the Wolves that were listed as heavily contested or something like that, which is not good, obviously. And Luka had 37, but again, like Giannis and like another guy we're going to talk about, 1 assist, 15 assists for the Lakers to 13 turnovers. That's not going to cut it, obviously, with an offensive powerhouse like him, James, and Reeves. They should be able to figure it out. But let me tell you, bro, this Minnesota defense, they are no slouches. They are long, they are athletic, they are big. Gobert barely even played this game, but he did block, twice, I believe? Gobert blocked once. Naz Reid got 2 blocks. The Timberwolves, people were counting them out even on our podcast. Everyone else was saying, Lakers in 5, because, a 3-point shooting game by the Timberwolves like this, 21 out of 42, that is a huge number to hit. That quite literally was a franchise record. They're not going to do that again. But the way that they created the threes and the way that the Lakers were often in no man's land when they were either not committing fully to the help and therefore not able to recover well enough to the open shooters, leaving Naz Reid open for 3 multiple times. They need to just play a lot better defensively. And Luka, I think, played a really great offensive game, and a great defensive game as well. But the Lakers just didn't look really ready for the moment. Nobody else on the team really gave them much offensive production either. So, it's really up to the big 3 to generate a lot of looks for everybody else, and which I think obviously they can do. Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves is a great offensive duo, but trio, but at the same time, they still have to defend, and they didn't look ready to defend in this game. And then the last series that I want to touch on a little bit more is Warriors and Rockets. Warriors came out with a 95-85 win against them in game 1. I mean, if you had any issues with the modern NBA, with the three-point shooting, with the lack of defense, please go watch this game, because the Houston Rockets, it was 2003 out there. It was 2005 offense from the Houston Rockets. It was Şengün, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. The third guy that we're talking about that led his team in scoring, 1 assist, because nobody else on the Rockets could really score. 16 turnovers for them to only 19 assists. Turnovers have been a big thing in these playoff games, obviously, as they it's a huge stat, but it really has felt noticeable in these games. Jalen Green, 7 points, 3 of 15. Fred VanVleet, 10 points, 4 of 19, 2 of 13 from 3. It is difficult to win games when your 2 star guards are shooting that poorly from the field. Obviously, Fred, he really had to chuck a lot of threes because it felt like there was no other option. Like, do you want Amen or Dylan Brooks or whoever else, Tari Eason? Do you want all those other guys to chuck threes? Not really. So unfortunately, it had to be Fred. I'm not like taking the blame off him. He still had a pretty poor game. Şengün had a pretty decent game, but obviously, for the Rockets to be able to win this type of series, they have to rebound the heck out of the ball, and they did. 52 rebounds by the Rockets to 36 by the Warriors. 22 offensive rebounds. The game, in the second quarter, the game really got out of hand for the Rockets, where Jimmy Butler was out there with the bench unit, and they said they put him in a zone defense. Zone defense, the way you get out of that is you hit threes, or you get a guy in the middle to try and draw help and then kick open to more threes. The Rockets could not get a guy in the middle. They could not get any open. They couldn't shoot any open threes, and therefore were just very slow in their decision making on offense, leading to a bunch of turnovers. Jimmy Butler in this game, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals. I think it's fair to say that playoff Jimmy is here. I think he played great defensively alongside Draymond Green. That tandem is so disgusting defensively. And yeah, the Warriors really just like took the Rockets out of hand. I mean, the Rockets scored 13 points in the second quarter, 36 points in the first half. Like, that was disgusting. The only reason they came back in this game is because of one Mr. Steven Adams. 6 points, 12 rebounds. I swear he had 6 offensive rebounds. It says here it's only 5 offensive rebounds. As well, Amen Thompson, 6 offensive rebounds. Jabari Smith Jr. as well, his length, 6 rebounds, 2 of them offensive, 11 points from him. Those guys really helped them come back into this game because they were missing a ton, but they were getting the rebounds. Were they getting good shots after that? Were they hitting a lot of shots after those rebounds? Not really, but those were extra possessions. They ended up shooting, 11 more shots than the Warriors, which they desperately needed because God knows they could not hit anything. Only 6 threes from them as well. Like, the Rockets offensively, half-court offense has been the issue for them for this entire season. And if you ever wanted a game to feel super pessimistic about Jalen Green, this was the game. On the flip side, Mr. Steph Curry, Jesus Christ. I mean, he missed his first 3 threes. After that, for the rest of the game, he only missed 4 shots total, ending up with 31 points, 12 of 19, 5 of 9 from 3. Just some demoralizing, crazy threes. That one 3 where he was basically running out of bounds. And just the Kevin Harlan on the commentary said that shot is not geometrically possible. A Steph Curry 3 is the most demoralizing shot in basketball, point blank, period. And yeah, the Warriors, like they obviously, the offensive rebounds by the Rockets is what got them back into this game. So the Warriors really lost. They were lost focus, and they just, they weren't playing very well to give up all those offensive rebounds. But when you got Jimmy, when you got Curry, those 2 guys can close a dang playoff game. Podziemski, pretty decent as well, 14 points. Moses Moody had a clutch shot at the end. While Jimmy and Curry are really good, who else on this team is going to step up scoring wise from them? I don't know. Gary Payton only 7 points, Buddy Hield 2 points. Draymond obviously is not going to give you that many points offensively. Podziemski is basically your third offensive threat on this team. So going forward, you know, it's really just going to be the Curry and Butler show. But I mean, they obviously, like, there is one pathway for the Rockets to win this series, and that is through offensive rebounds and just this big lineup. I think Jabari needs to play more. I think Jalen Green needs to play less. I think they need to try and just feed Şengün as much as possible, because although Draymond did play great defense on him, Şengün still got a bunch of shots up, 26 points like I said. And yeah, man, I mean, great first games overall for the most part. Some great series, like I said. The ones tonight: Clippers, Nuggets, Pistons, Knicks. Super fun. Obviously, there are a few duds. Boston Magic, Grizzlies, Thunder, Cavaliers, Heat. I will not be watching you guys until those are over. Please simulate them to the end, because nobody wants to watch that. And hopefully you watched this video and you enjoyed it well enough. If you did, please check out the Pushing the Pace podcast, where I discussed, like I mentioned before, with my co-host and our guest, we discussed predictions for these entire series. If you want to go back and listen to what we thought about who might be the biggest matchups, who might be some players to look out for, what these teams need to do, predictions and all that. As well, the one that came out, probably coming out the same day as this video, where we discussed every single game, first game of this series for every single series so far. So yeah, thank you for watching. A lot more videos about these playoffs coming up soon. Once these exams are done in the next week, I will be grinding and getting as many videos as possible out for all of these playoff games. So yeah, guys, thank you and take care.